put out because again, this is St. Louis, and what Ali is talking about. I know it's a great time for them because they attained a level of celebrity and had deals and things like that. But like that was big for St. Louis. Period. Mm-hmm. Like Nelly put St. Louis on the map, and yes, there were other rappers from St. Louis like Domino, Silk Smooth. Like I understand that.
Dangerous Dan, rest in peace. That was Charlie Chan's first. He was like basically like his
like St. Louis has a storied history of musicians. Mm-hmm. But for my life, mm-hmm. I was in high school getting ready to go to college. When the Ticks and Nelly was on, we were road tripping. We made sure we kept a St. Louis hat with us, mm-hmm. or a jersey, or whatever. I got on a St. Louis hat right now. But I was always proud of St. Louis. But like, we took St. Louis on the road. Mm-hmm. I know so many niggas. It's Nelly, my cousin, Keywan, my cousin, and shit like that.
Javon tells that story about outside the Kappa party, and it was Nelly. He said Nelly, Keywan, and Murph. And then some girls thought he was with them. He's like, well, I'm just going to ride with you then, Murph. And he said he just kept walking with them and walked right past their car and act like he was like, because all these girls, because he said he was sitting right next to like he was hanging with them. And he was like, hey, Javon, a fool. That fool. He said, I'm just going to ride with you then, Murph.
I'll ride with you then, Murph.
Right in front of the girls. He's like, I'm just going to ride with you, Murph.
I didn't think about that.
Hey, that's funny.
Oh man!
But no, so outside the Kappa house.
Them Kappa 10 parties was they used to.
This
be
is like
crazy.
2000.
This like
Yep.
So
crazy.
I'm around with you, man.
This is a sensitive subject for me because I'm like, damn. I thought everything was sunshine and roses, and they took St. Louis to a place.
Yep.
Being on Bad Boy soundtracks and shit like that. Like they put St. Louis on.
There was 30 other different rap artists that came out of St. Louis because of Nelly in the Ticks.
They kicked the door open.
Yeah, I think overall, man.
If folks don't know what happened, we got to let them know if they ain't see it. Ali's on VladTV, and he's going through like his story and what happened with him and Nelly and the Ticks and all that. So go ahead.
I mean, there's nothing else to say extra, but it's just. Like, it's just a lot of reasons that just don't make what Ali is saying, in my opinion, look valid. I mean, you hate to see it because, again, like when you were coming up in that shit, man, that 97 to like 2005, 2006, like Nelly.
To 08.
Nelly, the Lunatics. Oh wait, like I remember being out and about and seeing Keywan drive around in that money green
the Kiwi. The Kiwi called the Kiwi.
in that Ford Excursion. Yep. Like I think that was the only Ford Excursion I've ever seen in St. Louis, like ever. Right, and I see him drive around. Remember seeing Murphy Lee up and down Goodfellow in that St. Louis Rams blue and gold, like old school. Colors. Yeah, man. Like you used to see him out there, and now you think about like, okay, so you think about how the stories come out. Like, what was y'all spending y'all money on? You know what I'm saying? But that ain't my business, so I'm gonna leave that be. But as far as to go with Ali, it's just when you look at his interview, because he did a couple of them, and then when you look at Nelly did an interview with a local podcast, maybe a couple months back, whatever.
A couple years back.
It's been years? A couple years back. I'm sorry. It's just things align, and the things that align.
I think it's from the streets. I think.
Okay, and the things that align, it's just like.
Shout out to them. They had Chloe and Rhea on there.
Really? That's dope.
Like 6-7 months ago. Yeah.
Shout out to them. Yeah. Chloe in Dallas now, right? Yeah. Shout out to Chloe. What up, Chloe? But the other thing about that is that when you level the stories to see, okay, what's making far off sense, what's the same. It's like Ali, a lot of these moves that you talking about was made like it's not adding up, bro. Like I'm not, and again, I don't know Ali personally. I don't know none of the Lunatics personally. This is just my opinion. It just seems like you were supposed to be the big bro of this. You were supposed to be kind of the quote unquote leader of how this got together, and you had multiple chances to make sure it was done right, as a collective and as an individual. and it's just not making you look good from my point of view, because there's a lot of different points in which you could have made sure that you were financially taken care of for your rest of your days.
But the way he talking, it's not even the finances, and that's where and that's where I guess the confusion is for me. One, let me say this: I'm gonna give Ali his flowers. He was the one that put the group together. Everyone knows this. He was the architect. He's a big bro to them. Without them, ain't no Ticks. Without him, ain't no Ticks. And he deserves all the credit in the world for that. Like, literally. Like, he put this shit together.
Yeah.
Let me say this now. So many years have passed where this just seems like you putting family business out there to everybody. And it's not just St. Louis now. You on Vlad. They had like 5.5 million views. That's not St. Louis at this point. This is I won't say international, but definitely nationally and possibly internationally too.
International for sure.
Yeah. If y'all couldn't hash it out and work it out, just don't speak on it and move on.
Because what's to come from it?
If it's not the finances,
Yeah.
if it's not the if you finna go back and try to get some publishing or something like that, or get your writer's credit or something like that, that's one thing, and you can do that through court, I guess.
But you keep saying it's not about that, so it's like you said, like what's the aim of it? And my thing is, in all these different interviews, because Murphy Lee's done an interview, Key Wine did an interview. Am I forgetting anybody? Slow down in the interview. They weren't on Vlad, but they were just random.
Murphy Lee was on Vlad.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was random podcasts and interviews that you could obviously Google, but all of them have said pretty much the same thing. Like yes, you can talk about different things, whatever, but like when it comes down to it, did you have your own album? Yeah. Okay, cool. What did you do with that wave of time? Because I remember Key Wine had his own album. I ain't gonna lie to you. The only two Ticks I listened to was Nelly and Murphy Lee, because I was like, Murphy Lee got a little flat. I didn't really listen to Key
I'll
Wine
keep it 100.
or
I always
Ali.
felt Ali was the best MC
real?
of the Ticks.
For
I remember
sure.
like
Because he was on that East Coast shit, and you like that East Coast shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is.
I didn't realize that.
No. Like the first Ticks album, not the one that came out nationally. With the original.
The one with
P2.
Give Me What You Got. No.
Give Me What You Got
shit,
on there.
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll send you the
forgetting about
MP3s
that
if you want them.
Yeah.
It's a dope album.
But we discussed this earlier too.
Yeah. But Ali didn't have that star factor.
The verse that Nelly put on Give Me What You Got.
The last smoking, hey. He's like,
it had the energy. It had the razzle dazzle. It had the things. If I was an exec and I was looking for who I was gonna sign, I would have signed Nelly too.
Yep, I agree.
And I'm not. And Jermaine Dupri said this, that when he met the Ticks, he knew Nelly was the breakout star. Yeah. Other people have said this too.
Cutter Love said that. That's the one that found them.
Some niggas just got it.
Yeah, some niggas got it.
And Nelly had it.
Yeah.
And you may have taught him how to put his rhymes together and all the things that you said. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna even call you a liar. I don't know. I wasn't there. But like, Nelly had it, and he didn't leave y'all.
Yeah,
he actually put y'all on.
Didn't look like
he got a deal. Did a Ticks album. Murph got all of y'all got a deal. Once you get your deal, I've already said, if I was a young nigga and start rapping, I would be gone in 3 years. Because I know me. I'm talking.
He's on the record saying this.
Like,
We'll go back into the archives. There's no episode where Sleepy says, "I would."
Hey,
no, you
he
like
be outside with the red boots.
You like where the money at and this, that, the third. Nigga, my money would have been gone. I'm telling you right now.
Why are you broke? Because I lived.
Yes. Nigga,
I lived, nigga. I lived.
And I would have I'd have been like, I was outside, it's gone. I got a pet tiger at home. Nigga.
It would have been like the
Tigers
last episode of Snowfall. Sleepy had just been walking through St.
No.
Louis. Not like coked out and nothing like that. It's like, how you feeling? Free.
No, it wouldn't even been that. It wouldn't even been that. I'd have literally left a note for one of you niggas to read at the funeral.
Not gonna make it.
It'd have been a note.
He said he only had 3 years. He made it 3 years and 2 months. We were blessed. He made it 2 more months.
Don't be sad. That nigga lived more fly than you niggas gonna live if you make it to 60. That nigga did shit that you ain't gonna never do, nigga. Don't be sad. That's what the note with it. Like, cause I would, but God knew not to give me that.
I can see that note.
He wanted me to be a grown man with a family, and I appreciate you for that, Lord. Because if I get money now, it's all fucking mutual funds and stocks and shit. But 23, you thought Kiwan was riding around on some shit, nigga.
He said you think Kiwan was riding.
I'll let you know right the fuck now.
But see, that's the thing, though, man. You go out to these different places in St. Louis, and you see them. You see all the Lunatics out and about. You rarely see Nelly, right? Because obviously, you wouldn't see.
But Nelly has a level of celebrity where he can't just walk around like that.
And he probably wasn't there. But it also comes about where some people were saying, like, I mean, they were spending their money, but like, what was y'all spending it on? Because why is your money not lasting? Right, and that's where it comes down to these writing credits and all this kind of stuff. Because all the Lunatics have said one thing that I've heard that has made sense. We all wrote on country grammar. We all put our words on country grammar.
I've heard that.
Ali is the only individual that I've heard that said I wrote
all but two songs.
He said I wrote all but two songs, and then when said interviewer, which did a great job, said, "Hey, okay, so
let me go look at.
Let me go Google this shit." So
let me look at the liner notes.
It looks like Cornell and this other J, yeah, they're on there. Why aren't you on there? He was like, "Well, because that's my man."
No,
it's
strategic that he only said those two songs. You know that, right? Because the song "You Loving Me" is about his mama. You can't say you wrote a song about personal stuff that's going on with my mama working at rallies and all this stuff he was personally saying in that song about his mom.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
but no,
the part.
This is getting real.
Because then my man was like,
the part that don't make the most sense. I'm sorry. The part that don't make the most sense to me is like you went about talking about contracts. Ali, because he said in his interview.
Yes.
He said, I went to talk about contracts. I went to talk about we need to sign. We need to do this. How is it that you the man talking about contracts and you don't make sure your name is on those writing credits? Country Grammar went diamond. It's still getting played. Nelly done dropped how many albums since then? However many albums. However many albums.
And I'm going to stay with you with this.
Yeah, but
I'm going to add something into it and you can keep it going.
Right.
Ali is 27 at this time. Keep in mind.
That's crazy. And also,
this ain't 23, 22 like you saying, Sleepy, like Kiwan and all the rest of them.
But then
he's 27.
Yeah, but then also
so
too, on top of that,
he's supposed to know the music business.
Yeah.
Why is he not putting this?
And that's what I'm saying. On top of that, it was this.
I mean, he said why.
He said it was for the team.
It was for the team.
But if it's for the team, then it's for the team.
But my thing is, if it's for the team, leave for the team. But the other thing is, the team put their names on them writing credits. You see Murphy Lee on Country Grammar. You see Kiwan's name on Country Grammar. Why your name ain't on there? He's
on Batter Up. He's on Batter Up.
He's on Batter Up.
Yeah, but
what about all the rest of the songs?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
My biggest bone was how it kicked off. Mm-hmm. He addressed the Nelly interview and said Nelly was honest about 95% of what happened. Nigga, if you take a pie and you take 95%, that's a piece of pie. That means Nelly didn't lie about that much. But then as the interview goes on, Nelly didn't write shit for real.
It seemed like it's more than 95%.
I taught J.E. how to make the beat sound that way. He was making New York sounding beats, and I would be like, put this in there and put this boom bap in there. I was like, damn, nigga, you was the producer. Like, Ali made it sound like he did. Ali made it sound like he did everything.
And it just seems like, for me, if I was the interviewer,
and I'm like, damn, Ali.
If Ali was right here,
he don't know St. Louis business though. And no shout out to you, Sean Perez. Like, you've been doing a great job with this interview. He doesn't know those intricate things we know about the city to be able to ask those questions.
But also too, that's what I would ask. Like, Ali, what are you looking for? Like, because you've been on. He's been on. This isn't the only interview.
Yeah, he's done a couple of ones.
He's done a couple of interviews. Nelly's done one interview on this that I've seen.
Yeah, with Streets from the
right? But like, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you done got the word out. You done put it. I wrote Country Grammar. Okay, cool.
Not the song.
Yeah,
I wrote the whole thing.
Meanwhile, okay, you put it out there. Meanwhile, Nelly is dating Ashanti. Nelly is still on tour. Nelly is making bread. He's still putting out Country Grammar. So no other member of the Lunatics has said anything. What are you trying to gain? Because he said it ain't about money. Then what we doing?
Because I honestly think Ali, he's married. He got a family. Like, as far as I know from the outside looking in, I follow him on social media and things like that. Ali lives a good life.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
And maybe it's not for me to understand, but since it's on Vlad and for us to consume,
and you put it in the
you put it in the social sphere. You put it out there.
But then also too,
and that's why I'm cool. Because I thought about it as you was before we even got it. I was like, we are talking about because he's in the social. It's not like we talking about something that is just an internal St. Louis thing.
This is talking about.
Now you done put it out there on Vlad. Yeah, we should talk about it a little bit.
The other thing about this is too because of the staple. The imprint that Nelly left in that whole way. Like when Nelly came out with Country Grammar, I think I might have been.
You was a senior because we was freshmen.
Because
we were freshmen. We were freshmen.
Okay, yeah. How about to say right around there? I remember seeing the posters up of Nelly when I was going to Saints in the Palace and shit.
Because it was called Hot Shit originally. It wasn't called Country Grammar. It was called Hot Shit.
He had the little tattoo right here, and I'm like, this Nelly guy. Who's this Nelly guy? You know what I'm saying? And then like seeing how everything just went crazy. That whole span of how he just went diamond, platinum. Then came out with the other albums. My thing is, okay, Ali, you wrote on. Let's give you your credit that you don't have on an official record, but Country Grammar. What about the rest of the albums? He was like, yeah, I wrote number one. I'm like, did you? Because
I think he said Murph wrote number one or Keyone or somebody.
No, I'm sorry. He said all of them wrote on there.
Yeah.
But again, all their names are on there. Yours is not. So it's just like, if you about this paperwork, why are you missing these moments where you could be getting residuals, my guy? That's my only question. It's. And if it ain't about the money, then what's it about?
And again. It ain't for me to understand because I just said you got to live your truth. Like you do.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the end game is with this because I don't think anybody was asking you about this. Like you brought this up. You put this out there. I don't really. Y'all fell out. I'm sad about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the most hurtful things
I'm sad about this shit. Maybe this is how niggas in New York felt about Dame and Jay. That's
a great point.
How niggas felt in California when Cube left NWA.
That's a great point.
That's
a great point.
That's a great point. Because like that shit was entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Like watching this shit fall out and shit like that.
I was really sad Rockefeller broke up.
See, I wasn't sad. I was Team J. I said, Dame a loud ass nigga. He probably fucked up business deals.
I hate it, man. Because I love that they had everything, just like the Lunatics. I hate it when I saw that breakup happen.
It's more NWA. I think it's way more NWA and Ice Cube leaving. Because and then Dre and all that stuff though. Worse than that was like
which one was the worst one? Was it
NWA? NWA's the worst.
Was it Lunatics or was it
NWA's the worst?
NWA had a public breakup.
Yeah,
and he made a diss record about them.
And then Dre made a diss record about Easy. Easy made a diss record about Dre. And then they made diss records on Ice Cube.
Like Cube leaving kicked off like a domino effect. It broke up NWA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
NWA broke up basically because
and then Easy died. Damn,
dude, they was fighting each other. They Crews was fighting each other. Jack the Rapper and stuff. They showed it in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, this has not been physical, thank goodness. And shout out to I went in a Vlad wormhole. I watched Chingy's interview on Vlad.
Shout out to Chingy.
That fucking interview was that interview was really good. Yeah. He was not disrespectful at all to Murphy Lee or the Ticks. That was just a good interview.
Super mature dude, man.
Like I was like, God damn.
When you talk about the branches that went out,
Chiggy used to open for Nelly.
I'm just saying, like when you think about the number of rappers, because
I said earlier, 30. I know I'm dead serious about 30.
It's so many different rappers and so many different influencers that came from that wave of just walking into a building and saying, "Yeah, I'm from St. Louis."
100%. You know? No. There were labels and deals and artists that were getting deals just because they were from St. Louis. Just because they were from St. Louis.
Pretty Willie had a song on the Bad Company soundtrack, dog. Yeah. Like, and shout out to Will too. Shout out to Willie Moore Jr. He good people too.
Yeah.
So many, man.
Dude, like you got Jibs, you got Jake Quan.
That's what I was doing. Jake Quan. So many different artists.
Ebony Eyes.
That also. What's her name?
Who can rhyme her ass off for the record?
Yeah. It's
she from Car Square. Shout out to the Square.
Toya.
It's
so many. It's so many different artists that came off those branches of what the Lunatics started, and it's a shame to see like where it's coming at because they had a concert. The Lunatics had a concert. I don't know if it was a month ago, a little while ago, whatever. And it just what I mean. They tried to do it. You know, I didn't go.
It was out without Nelly, right?
Yeah, but people were coming and saying like, you know, it was a good concert, but it was missing that one. And clearly, you know what that one thing was, right? But it's just like it's not
every group, and it's been like this forever, has a standout person. Whether they put the business deals together or not, it's one that's gonna be the one. The Supremes,
like
it was Diana Ross
without with Tony Thompson.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go Supremes, Diana Ross, and the Jackson 5. Mike had it, bro. It was Mike. Mm-hmm. The Temptations.
Jermaine hated it though.
It's always one nigga that hated it.
It's your actual real brother that hated it.
The Temptations. Listen, man. David Ruffin, he was that nigga. Otis, he kept the shit rolling.
But nobody.
Clip you just saw. Please tap in and check out Just Posted. We just kicking, talking that good shit, and we fuck with y'all, man. Y'all be easy.